This is a true story that outraged all of South Korea. A 9-year-old girl was walking to school when she was suddenly stopped by a filthy-looking man. The weak little girl looked around at the empty street and felt a deep fear rise in her heart. As the man drew closer, she was plunged into a nightmare that she was dragged into an abandoned warehouse where the demon subjected her to hours of torment. After the monster left, the girl used the last of her strength to call the police. When officers arrived at the scene, they were shocked by the brutality. At that time, her father was still working at the factory and her mother was tending the store. When they received the devastating news, they rushed to the hospital. Seeing their once beautiful and adorable daughter now lying on the hospital bed, covered in injuries and barely clinging to life, broke their hearts. The doctor told them that the girl had suffered severe injuries leading from the lower abdomen and tearing trauma to both the rectum and the colon. Her life was hanging by a thread, and immediate surgery was required to remove her colon and rectum and replace them with an artificial anus. This meant she would have to live the rest of her life with a colostomy bag. Watching their daughter being rushed into emergency surgery, the father was overwhelmed with grief. But right now, nothing mattered more than keeping her alive. The mother painfully blamed herself. Why hadn't she walked her daughter to school that day? As the minutes ticked by, the girl finally made it through the danger. From behind the glass, the mother was in so much pain she could barely breathe. The father came to his daughter's bedside, heartbroken. The girl slowly opened her tired eyes and softly described the appearance of the attacker. She begged her father to catch the bad man, because he had walked off in the direction of the school, and she was afraid more children would be harmed. The father could barely bear to listen, holding back his pain as he leaned against the wall and shakily walked out of the room. At the same time, the police informed them that they had obtained the suspect's fingerprints. The father rushed to the station, demanding to know why they hadn't arrested him yet. But the police said that fingerprints found only on the girl were not enough to convict the suspect. To arrest him quickly, they needed a direct fingerprint match from the suspect himself or for the girl to identify him. The mother, emotionally distraught, strongly objected. She didn't want her daughter to relive the nightmare. But in order to help catch the criminal as soon as possible, she reluctantly agreed. They brought the girl's toys and invited a psychologist to assist. With the psychologist's guidance, the police slowly flipped through photos of suspects. When the girl saw the demon's face, she shut her eyes in fear. With continued encouragement from the psychologist, the girl eventually raised her hand and pointed to him.